stretching and relaxation video, guys. And this one is going to be focused, especially today, on loosening up the joints, okay? I don't know about you guys, but a lot of the time I get tight neck, sore shoulder, rotator cuff issues, even things like knuckles can get very tight. So we're going to focus on the joints, working through the body today. We're going to loosen up the spine, shoulders, hips, knees, blah, blah, blah. If you're ready to begin, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Let's do this nice and relaxed. All right, guys, hands on your hips. And we're just going to take the head up and down, real gentle. Now, you will see some of these stretches are going to be our regular stretches, but we're going to focus a little bit more on the movement. We'll take our time a little bit. Nice joint, 10-minute stretch or loosen. Okay, ear to shoulder. And just let that go right through. Now, I want you guys to put your hands on your hips. What this is going to do is going to release up your traps. Okay, you're going to take out the trapezius muscles. Keep your shoulders nice and loose, and just move in the head. And you should find that you'll be able to maybe go further than you thought you could. If you drop your hands down, what will happen is you'll tend to see this sort of tilting, especially if you're tight. Can you feel that? So it makes your shoulder kind of raise up and down. So put your hands on your hips, and that's going to help you just relax your shoulders off. Okay, now let's look left and right. And go. And back to the center. We're going to go really slow with these guys. Nice and loose. Just feel that movement. Sometimes we get no movement through that upper joint of the spine. So this is just going to focus on that. We're going to turn the outside of the chin to the far side. So move this here as far across as you can. Good. What was that? There's no one there? Oh, there's no one there. Yeah, no one here, but there's someone here now. Oh, she's so cute. Other side. Good, good. Okay. Let's take the neck in a big circle. So chin down to the chest, and now rotate round. Now, what I would normally do is only rotate across the front. We don't tend to do a full rotation, but I'm just going to do one on each to get that full circle. Now, if you feel any tightness at any point, guys, go ahead and do that a few more times. If you need to move anything a few more times for you, then go ahead and do so. This is just basic tutorial kind of video. If you need to do more, go ahead and do more. Okay, guys, let's rotate the shoulders up, back, and to the front. So a full circle. So you can see that is bringing our shoulders down, forwards, to the middle, and to the back. So getting that full range of motion. Think of it as 4 points to hit. So it's not just up and back and down, it's forward as well. Big full rotation. Now what we're going to do, it looks a little bit weird, but we're just going to concentrate on one at a time. Okay, so bring it forward and to the back. It looks like some sort of dance move. Okay, just allow that to focus on one and the other. And when you're doing this, guys, kind of listen to your body, because you might find one shoulder moves a little easier than the other. So maybe spend a little bit more time on the one that needs it. Now you might need a bit of height for this one. Technical point on this one, palm facing in, arm straight, shoulder nice and relaxed. Place your hand on your side that you're going to rotate. So that's going to stop you, or at least let you know if that chest is moving. We're just going to rotate from the arm. Palm facing in, and at the top, turn your hand fully 180 degrees, so it's facing in. It's now going to face out and come down with your little finger leading. And I can already feel that in the shoulder. I can also feel it in the pectoral. Thumb leading. At the top, turn the hand fully over and then come all the way down. Okay, guys? So if I do this, I'm going to go down on my knee just so you can see that top. Carry on. If I do this on my knee, oh, hey, flashback. When you get to the top here, we're going to turn that hand over. Okay, lead with the little finger all the way to the bottom, and then at the bottom of that movement, we're going to turn the hand around so the thumb is leading again. Let's go back the other way again. So the thumb is going to lead on the way up at the back. So you're just reversing it, and now turn the hand in to come all the way down there, guys, okay? So Nat's doing this in real time, guys. She's not going to stop. I'm going to do all the waffling as usual. So you just carry on and copy what she's doing, okay? Change your arms. Again, hand on the chest. thumb leading to the top, 180 rotation, so palm fully out, and then leading with your finger. You might find that you can't go quite as far to the back. One of the tricks here, guys, is that you're rotating the actual socket or the joint so that you're now leading with the finger, and you should find you can go real tight with that. If you actually stood by a wall, you should be able, other than hitting the ceiling, you should be able to rotate full without hitting the wall. Okay? That's going to show proper shoulder mobility. As some of you do know that I have an old shoulder injury, some nerve damage in there, but one thing I've always been able to keep is that full range of mobility. And of course, as Nat's doing, change that around, maybe do 4 or 5 in each direction. Of course, you can do more if you need to. Alright, good. Now, what's the joint that we often miss out or we forget about here? We move to the spine or to the hips, but actually, guys, there's another one or 2 or even 3 that often gets missed out, and that's the elbow. Okay? So, palm in. At the top of this, we're going to turn the palm fully over and then lead with a little finger on the way down. Thumb in. So some shorter range of motion this one, so it's going to turn a little quicker, but we want to do it exactly like that. Now you want to make sure that the rotation is purely coming from the elbow, so there's no shoulder action coming in. We're literally going to do it like this. And that is just rotating that elbow. Now the other way. So thumb on the way out and little finger on the way in, and that's perfect. Okay? All the way in, all the way out. I think I'm funny. You sometimes think I'm funny. Good. Yeah, it was funny. Good. All the way in, all the way out. Now on this one, guys, we're going to go, this is an old Bill Wallace stretch, a mentor of mine. So we're going to just flick the arm down. Now not too hard, and we're not going to lock that elbow. The minute it comes out, you're going to allow that to re-bend. Good. Flick down, flick out. That's it. Okay, now we're just going to do a couple of bicep curls. Stretch that bicep fully out and bring it back in. I know we're focusing on the joint, but it's all connected. We got some more music, guys, by the way, some new music. Hopefully you can hear that lightly in the background. If you like the music, let us know. If you like this video, let us know in the comments below. See, we go, and point down, and point at the comments. She's going to point at the comments. No, she's not going to point at the comments. Anyway, wrists. Okay, wrists. Yes, often forgotten, and yet we use them so much. Okay, if we're gripping those dumbbells, there's going to be some tension through the wrist. I get a lot of people who have trouble with their wrists, especially when you're overweight and say you're trying to do push-ups and stuff. One trick with push-ups, what's the best way to be able to do push-ups, would you say? Is to do them. Yeah.
Not give up.
Yeah.
Giving up on them.
You know, most people when they do push-ups, one, they don't know how to correct form, and 2, they think they're difficult, so they think they can't do them. So keep in mind, guys, that if you just learn the technique and you keep practicing it, you're going to get good. There was a time when you couldn't speak. There was a time when you couldn't walk. There was a time when you couldn't even feed yourself. You learn to do those things. So if you want to be able to do the things that people do to get fit, like to get nice shoulders, biceps, triceps, chest, a tight core, push-ups is just an unbelievable exercise. So don't kill the push-up. Anyway, getting back to our point. So wrists, now we're going to go fingers. Now I don't know about you guys, I do get some soreness, I do get some tightness, maybe even a little bit of arthritis now, okay? But the key with this is to keep those joints moving. So we're going to concentrate on each individual joint. So you've got 1, 2, and 3 knuckles. So little finger, tip of the finger, second knuckle, third knuckle, okay, down to a fist, and then take it all the way back through them. So third knuckle, second, first. It might seem a bit silly, but really go through each of those joints. You might hear some crunching or clicking. Get that movement going through there. Okay, now we're going to go little finger down to a fist. Each finger individually. It might seem a bit silly, but you're allowing those joints to have that movement, get that lubrication in there. So all the way from the thumb all the way out, and stretch them fully back as well, guys. But we're concentrating on joints, not stretching so much. All right, upper body turns. So one side and the other. Now we're going to turn the head with the body, and we're not going to stop in the center. So we go right through, and what I want you guys to do is not move your hips too much. Okay? So if we look at the hips, look at Nat's hips, see they're not turning. Okay? Those hips don't lie. Okay? Those hips are not turning. We're isolating that midsection and allowing the spine to just stretch that little bit. Okay? Remember, we want to be very gentle with the spine, very important to look after the spine. And if you feel, is it moving more in one place than another? Okay? So go a little up and down with your arms, almost like your arms are where the stretch wants to be. So if you need to stretch your upper body a bit more, let's put the arms a little higher. If you want to stretch it lower a little bit more, let's go a little bit lower. But I do say, do be gentle with those guys. Think of the spine as the spine. Think of your joints as joints. Okay? Hands on hips. Big circle. Push hips forward, side, back. Stick your booty out. Stick the booty out. Side and front. So you've got your 4 points again, like we talked about earlier. Okay? If you've got 4 points for the neck, down, up, left and right. If we've got the shoulder with the 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4 we talked about. And here we have the 4 points for this one, but we're going to rotate it. Go ahead and circle through the 4 points. So find those 4 points, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then make sure to cover them all. Men, particularly, if we've got any guys out there, if you're a guy and you're doing this video, make sure you comment below, let us know the male domination are out there. Male domination, hashtag male domination. No, not male domination. Male and female domination. That you're doing, especially the frontal movement, okay? The frontal movement, because men tend to have very tight hip flexors here, okay? Men tend to have a very natural tightness here. So make sure that you're going nice and far forward. If there's any rotation in this warm-up you should be doing, most definitely should be doing, it's definitely this one. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely this one because it's going to move everything. If you look, what's rotating? Now, point out 3 things that are rotating. So what's rotating? If I'm moving this, you've got my hips, but what else is actually moving? You see that? My neck is actually slightly moving because my head is staying still, and that's an important note there. The head is not going forwards and backwards when we do this. The head is staying still, so we're concentrating on the hips. So the neck is actually getting a little bit, and of course your ankles are moving as well. Okay, so you're getting a lot in there. So if nothing else, guys, always make sure to do this one in almost every warm-up you do. You're always going to use the midsection, so you've got to make sure that midsection gets some movement. Knees. Same again with this one. Front. Side, back is the locked position, side and front. So they'll fall through, all the way through, all the way back. So you're going all the way from a bend to a straight. Let's make sure this is not too much twerking. It's not the booty that's moving. We're moving the knees, the butt just happens to go with the movement. And make sure you go at least 4 times in each direction. And finally, guys, we finish up with our ankles. Make sure the feet are in the shot. Up, to the side, to the back, to the inside, and to the front again. Really stretch that through, rotating that joint. Of course, you can stretch a joint as well, but I think rotation is probably the most effective movement we can do. And the same on the other side. Good. And we're out of time. There you go, guys. It was planned for 10 minutes. Actually ended up at nearly 14 minutes now. Guys, if you like this video, we need to know, so please make sure to give us a comment below. What else do they need to do, Natty? Give them comments and subscribe, absolutely, guys. Hit the subscribe button, and hit that subscribe button right next to it. You're going to see a little bell icon. Hit that bell icon to be notified of when our next uploads come along. And guys, if you do want a full subscription, we have hundreds of videos available, over 20 playlists available of training, nutrition, stretching, weights, HIIT, medium intensity, low intensity, beginner workouts, everything you'd ever need that you can do at home, guys. They're all available if you subscribe. So send us an email, nnfitnessonline@gmail.com. nnfitnessonline@gmail.com. Have a fantastic day, guys. Join us again tomorrow.
Come on.